Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Coach's Corner, live on AMP. This is Coach Maelo. I'm the head coach for Hawks Talent GC, and that's the affiliated team of the Atlanta Hawks in the NBA 2K League season. And today I have my guy, my co-host.
Yes, sir.
And one of my good friends in Atlanta.
Yes.
Manni Supreme.
How are you, man? How you doing? I'm great, man. It's a great day to talk about gaming. It's not... I don't like how you brought this on. This isn't just a regular episode. This is our season finale.
I was waiting for you to hype it up.
This is our season finale, man. I've had so much fun being able to just come talk to you guys. You know, the great thing about AMP is that you guys can call in and make it a conversation. Speaking of great conversations, we have somebody amazing that's going to be joining us today.
We do.
Should we say who it is?
Do you want to give it a surprise?
We'll come back. We'll let them keep speculating. Yeah. I want you guys to actually say something in the chat. Who do you guys think, or like what you guys think will be the person who we're talking to today on our show? How you feeling, though, Coach?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. You know, it's the last week of the season, kind of like.
Is the pressure on?
Yeah, this is the last week of practice, man. We fly to DC on Wednesday, Wednesday afternoon, actually, around 3 p.m., and we're going to be there for the rest of the year. Like, whatever happens, happens. When we come back, we're either champions or we're not. But it's, you know, like, this is the end game right now. This is the end game right now. The practices have been intense. The hours have been picking up. Like, we're doing a lot more practice now. The guys are locked in. Everyone just trying to get ready for that final push, you know. But, yeah, man.
You know what I feel like would be dope, though? If you guys had a situation where – like you're playing, whether it's Delta or whatever, y'all could be playing, and like you got the screen on the back, like training as you get ready to get on that. I don't know. 2K League, if you're listening to us, y'all should add that into the.
No, that's a good idea. That's a good idea for sure, man. What about you, man?
I'm feeling good.
How was your weekend?
I can't complain. I just got a new car. So
that's fire. That's fire. Congrats.
And you know, I was going through a lot of stressful stuff, and you know, it was crazy. My mom's moving a lot of things, and I found this game the other day. So I plugged my Xbox back up, and it was just like, oh, it's crazy. It still runs. Right. Like how, and I think that's the great thing about game systems. My mom was like, should I give it away? Do you still have all your old games?
I kind of do, yeah.
Because it's like, bro, imagine when, let's even say 20 years from now, we're going to be like a Nintendo Sega.
Trying to load up a Nintendo 64.
But imagine how much that'll be worth, though.
Nah, you know? So I think they're already expensive right now. Yeah, like, they're expensive right now. If you're trying to get like a Nintendo 64, like a Super Nintendo, like that's like a collection piece now. Like it's not that easy.
Yeah. But I've been good, Coach. I got a chance to relive some of my middle school days with NBA 2K13. That soundtrack by Jay-Z made me download some more tunes.
That's fire.
So it was good, man. And I've been in the rec a lot more on my PS5. So trying to get my 3-level score to do its thing.
Okay, you ready for 24 now?
I'm so ready for it because I've taken more time to, like, when I know it's getting close to the time when 2K is coming out, I'm like, let me make sure my skills are up so when the new one comes out, I know what I'm doing.
That's fire, man. But yeah, like, let's go ahead and talk about this first segment, man. Let's talk about the 2K League.
Yes.
Let's update our listeners on what's going on with the 2K League.
Yes.
This is, as you guys already know, this is the 2023 season of the 2K League. Is the 6th season that the league has been active. It's coming to an end. So now we only have the last tournament of the year, which is the ticket.
Yes.
And after that, it's going to be the playoffs. And by the end of next week, we're going to have a new 2K League champion. So it's good times. It's exciting times. Everyone's locked in, you know. Yeah. Everyone's going after the prize. It's a big prize. I believe it's $600,000 for the champion.
And so how does that work, though, like with paying and things like that? Because, you know, one of my good friends was tuned into our last episode, and when you were breaking down, like, you know, it's not really different from the regular league, you know. It's still prize money and stuff like that. And then with, you know, the league now having playing tournaments and having, you know, cash prizes for that. So how does it work with getting paid in the NBA 2K?
So the thing is, the players are actually NBA employees. They're not employed by the NBA teams, but by the league itself. So whenever they win a championship or a banner, or they make it to the money rounds in the league and in the league competitions, what the league does is kind of just like give them another check. Like they get an extra paycheck, or they get like a bonus on their next paycheck with the money that they just won in that tournament. So they kind of have like the finances work because it's all part of the NBA, so it's kind of easier to keep track of it. Yeah. And then there's the other part of the prize money that goes to the organizations, to the teams, and that's actually like they also, I don't know, they probably wired it to one of the offices here with the Hawks or the other NBA organizations.
So this is just the real thing.
It is, man, it is. And it's a lot of money. It's life-changing money. Like some of these guys that have been in the league for enough time and have won enough, like they probably close to, man, I want to say like $500,000.
That's crazy.
Some of these guys have won over a stretch of maybe 4 or 5 years, and yeah, like it's playing video games pays off, man. Like it really does. If you're really good at it and you win, this league is gonna give you opportunities to change your life around.
Yeah,
you know?
That's fire. But so who are some of the people that Hawks Talent maybe looking to face in this upcoming season?
So the way the ticket work, and that's the tournament we've been talking about for the last few days, is the one that's kind of like March Madness, where you win or go home. First round, we're going to be playing the Heat. That's Heat Check Gaming, the affiliated team to the Miami Heat. And it's a team that we already faced before during our first tournament. We didn't get the win that one time, but it was a really competitive game. You know, like it's some guys that we know, they know us. There's some like past history there. Like one of our players and one of their players didn't like each other. Yeah. We played each other a lot in 3v3. Like we beat them actually when we did that Final Four run. So there's like a good storyline there. There's a lot of stuff going on. Yeah. And then if we beat the Heat and we win that game, we would advance to the second round, and then that would depend on who wins from the other side of the bracket. And you know how it is. Yeah. But yeah, like for now, we just focus on the Heat. That's kind of the only game that we know for sure that we're gonna be playing in. So you know, like all hands in. Like we're just going for the Heat right now.
Got you. What is like the biggest thing you guys are prepared for? Like, is it more of an offensive mindset, defensive mindset?
So with them, it's like our approach is definitely defensive. Like we want to make sure that we can stop or at least limit their guard. A guy named Kyverson, who's really good. He's really talented, one of the best dribblers in the league. So just kind of focusing on him and see how we can break down his offense. And just take up opportunities and get on the break. You know, we want to play fast against them. Want to get on the fast break and just score the points like that. For sure. But yeah, man, like going back to the ticket, like I said, like that's the one game that we know for sure that we're going to be playing in. Yeah. But then if you want to make it to the playoffs, which is something that you can get by winning your conference in the ticket, you would have to win a total of 3 games. Gotcha. So it would be first round against the Heat, then we'll have to play another round against one of the teams that win. And then the Eastern Conference Finals would be the third game. You win that game, and then you have a automatic playoff berth. Like you make it to the playoffs, and that's huge.
It's really the ticket.
Yeah, it is the ticket. It's the ticket to the playoff, and that would be huge for us because it would be the first time our franchise makes the 5v5 playoffs in the 2K League. So we're really looking to make some history and get that done. And then the finals, which brings the champion of the East and the West, you're going to be playing for, I believe, it's $75K. So it's also like some extra motivations for the guys, you know, get a banner, get some money, and just keep it going. Like that's momentum for the playoffs.
That's fire. Any 2K League season awards predictions though?
Do you have any? Because I feel like I already.
I definitely know my rookie of the year, man. Definitely know my rookie of the year. Shout out my guy MDS. One of the cleanest, best dressed, most professional, great energy. Every time I see him, it's just like that's my guy. That's my vote for rookie of the year.
No, yeah, and like talking about like awards, there's something that's going on that actually just started today, and that's the NBA 2K League All-Star votes. Like it's open.
Yes, make sure you guys go vote for our Hawks Talent GC players. It's up on our social at Hawks Talent GC. We got to bring a lot of these awards home, Coach.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I really believe that our guys are going to be running for some of those. Like MDS, like you said, he got to be up there in the Rookie of the Year conversation. I know we haven't gotten the results that maybe we wanted. But individually, he's been performing at a high level, and people are taking notice. Yeah, people are taking notice.
For sure. Like I said, make sure you guys talk to us in the chat. Shout out to Paper Cash, C. Thorpe, what's happening? Yes, it's season finale. It's sad, Coach. What could you say is one of like your best memories so far?
Man, I love everything about this show. I'm not gonna like. I remember telling Wes and Chris and the guys that were putting this together, like this is not me. You know, like I'm not a speaker. I'm not a public speaker.
You've been killing it. You've been carrying me, Coach. It's been a good.
Like I'm more of a guy. Like I like it. I like being behind the scenes, getting shit done, but not really speaking and being the entertainer that you are. For some. But I'm lucky enough to have you. You know, like I have you by my side, man, and you just. I gotta keep up.
Thank you.
That's what it is, man.
Nah, it's been good vibes. It's been good.
But yeah, definitely like learning, man. Like I feel like this has been a learning experience for me. You know, like just learning about like how to get this done. But like I never had a show before. I never had to sit in front of a mic with an entertainer like yourself and just kind of like maintain the conversation going. But learning and the guests that we've had, like learning from the amazing work some people are doing in Atlanta. You know, like
they're super dope.
I feel like that's probably my favorite. What about you? What do you think?
Definitely reliving all the 2Ks, man,
right?
And just seeing how they've progressed. figuring out what's your favorite 2K helped me learn you a little bit more. Like and I feel like, you know, the best thing that we've been able to talk about is how, you know, esports just connects with real life and like those memories and stuff like that. So that's been one of my favorite topics. Shout out to Miss Basketball. She just commented the playoffs is going to be crazy, but spoiler alert, she is one of our guests for today. So I think it's only right if we go ahead and head on to that. So as we get her on, like we said before, the great thing about AMP is that you guys can talk to us. It's not just us talking to you, it's a conversation. Like I said, shout out to Paper Cash, Thor, season finale. Coach, we got a really special guest on today. And let's see.
Nah, man, for sure. Like, men's basketball is probably one of the most, like yourself, like one of the most energetic person I've met. I feel like it's just in Atlanta.
Yeah, it is.
People in Atlanta, they're just energetic. You know, like I met her last year during one of her live events, and she was amazing. Like the whole room was like vibing to her energy and all that. Like, and then she was there for. Actually, our ticket game last year.
Really?
I remember she was rallying the troops. She had like a whole bunch of kids that she found, I don't know where in Indy. And all these kids were just like rooting for Hawks Talent GC. They were like clapping for us and all that. And that was just great to have that push from them. But we got her in now, so let's talk to Miss Basketball. Nick. Hello? Hello.
Hey, Miss Basketball.
Oh, now we
there we go. How are you?
Yo, I'm great. I'm great. I'm just over here chatting and listening to you guys. This is really dope, bro. I never even knew what AMP was, so this is a really dope platform.
That's fire. That's fire. First off, how are you today? When's the last time that you took some time to get on the game?
It's been a minute since I got a chance to get on the game. Good Lord. But I did just finish doing, this weekend we had the turn powered by AT&T with NBA 2K League. And I host the AT&T 5G Game Day show. So I was doing that all last week. So today is the rest day before we pick it back up with the ticket this weekend. So I've been trying to rest and catch up.
That's great. Who are you rooting for in the ticket? I have to ask.
Now you know, I'm rooting for everyone that plays 2K.
That's great. That's a great answer. Political correct.
It was one, like, you know, last year I was, like you said earlier, we were at I think it was a turn last year in Indy.
Yeah.
And I was yelling so loud and cheering so loud for Hawks Talent GC. As always, I always love you guys. I've always been a fan. So I try my best to cheer and yell as loud as possible. But being a on-air talent, I have to make sure I cheer for everybody. So now this morning, so I'm like, I want everyone to win. So I don't know who I have winning, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. I know that it's gonna be very, very interesting.
That's great. You know, I've been curious for a while now, and I'm just gonna ask you this: like, can you talk a little bit about your passion for basketball and how do you get this name, Miss Basketball?
Well, I've been playing basketball since I was 8 or 9 years old. My older brother played basketball, and I wanted to be just like him. So everything that he did, I wanted to do when I was younger. And my role model growing up was Lisa Leslie.
Okay.
So basketball has always been like my heart, my first love, my first introduction to like having, you know, being the cool person, having friends because you play a sport that you love to play. So as I got older, I'll never forget. This is gonna throw y'all way back. MySpace.
Oh
Y'all
yeah.
remember MySpace?
Oh yeah.
That is a throwback.
It's a throwback. I needed a name for MySpace, and I was sitting there thinking like, okay, well, I know I'm gonna marry me a basketball player when I get older. I'm a basketball player. I'm gonna be in the WNBA. I love basketball. Oh, I'm gonna call myself Miss Basketball. And that's honestly how I got the name. And now you fast forward to years later, it has turned into this whole entire brand that people don't even realize or even know my first name. Even when I introduce myself as Christina, everyone now says Miss Basketball. So it's a blessing to go from a MySpace name to on-air broadcast calling me Miss Basketball.
That's great. That's a great story. You know, man, bring it on MySpace. Like, that's a lot of memories. Like, you brought back so many memories just now. Like, I remember you were able to, like, kind of like put a song on your profile and do all that. Like, that was good times.
My page was decked out. I had a top 16 because I couldn't do 8 because all my friends, I had 2 friends at the time. So I did like a top 16. I used to sit up. This is going to be another throwback. I used to sit up late night on Napster. LimeWire. Y'all remember that?
Yep, I do.
Downloading music, yes. We were, I don't even think people even notice this. We were the real coders before there were coders.
I mean, the MySpace pages, that was a lot of coding. I remember that.
Yeah, we were sitting there programming pages and stuff. Like, we were lit back then. Trying to do that right now. We were like, wait, how do we do?
No, that was a lot of coding. You're right. Damn.
That is crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Now, Miss Basketball, you've done so much work. I personally love when I catch you out hosting and doing things like that. Coach Maelo was just talking about how, last year you had hosted one of their tournaments last year, and you just brought so much great energy. So, can you talk more about your involvement with not just Hawks Talent GC, but like the NBA 2K League?
Yes. Well, because my love for basketball is literally everything that I've been able to do from the time I was 9 all the way to now has all been in alignment, right, with basketball or with energy or with people. So I've been with the NBA 2K League now for the past going on 4 seasons.
Oh, wow.
And I got into this world of esports through a friend of mine who we played basketball together. His name is Ryan Johnson. He is the CEO and founder of Community. And they did something called HBCU Esports League. They gave me a platform to share my love for basketball and people and do something I love, to be one of the first African-American females to be a sportscaster on HBCU Esports League. And at the time, I had played video games before, but I wasn't like an avid video gamer. Like, I wasn't sitting at home hours and hours on a PS5 or on the computer playing video games. I just knew of it because I have nephews and whatnot, and I would play here and there. But being able to be a sportscaster for an esports league, especially 2K, it opened my eyes to a whole new world that I had no idea that this world was so huge and the opportunities that was in it just by loving the game. So I've been able to, from that I got a chance to start working with NBA 2K League, and they reached out to me through LinkedIn. And I thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was really playing a joke on me because it said NBA. And I'm like, what? Like, why would they want to reach out to me? Like, what in the world? So NBA reached out to me. It was like, hey, we don't necessarily have a position for you, but we're looking to create something for you because we love your energy and we love what you bring to the HBCU Sports League. We want to bring that to the NBA 2K League. And everything else has just been in alignment, and it's just been opening up so many doors. And it's been so fun learning about different individuals who play the game 2K, right? Because they have so many different stories, and through the NBA 2K League, I've been able to share those stories with a podcast / video segment that I do on 2K on NBA 2K League is behind the screens, and we get a chance to do an in-depth look into these different players, their lives, their backgrounds, and I have just been in awe of all the things that I've been able to learn. And it's been amazing, man. It has been amazing. Just the community of 2K, like Hawks Talent GC. I didn't even know there was a team in Atlanta.
Come on, man. You gotta know.
Yeah, I was like,
just like Trae Young, you gotta know Hawks Talent.
Exactly. But the thing is, which is why it's so important, which is why I started rallying behind and going so hard for Hawks Talent, is because if you don't know, you don't know. If you're not in that space in the gaming world, you would never know there's a whole entire league where professional people, like professional gamers, are getting paid to play 2K.
Right.
Because most people, that stigma around gaming is just that, they're just playing for fun or just playing in little tournaments. No, they're changing lives. They're literally becoming superstars, and brands are reaching out to these individuals to promote their stuff. Like, this is not something it's just like a little hobby. This is an actual career. to where people are making thousands and millions of dollars from playing video games.
Yep.
So when I found out about Hawks Talent GC and meeting the staff and just everybody, I was like, yo, I'm a ride for them because people need to know who you guys are. People need to know how dope you are. People need to know that you guys are representing Atlanta the way that you are. So from the moment I found out, I've been a Hawks Talent fan. Getting in trouble left and right. Christina, you can't say that. I'm like, gosh, damn it.
That's great. That's great.
So it's been dope. It's been dope.
You know, you mentioned that you started with esports with the HBCU circuits, right? Like the HBCU tournaments and all that. And we had you a few months ago with actually a class from Morris Brown College, right?
Yes, I brought my students. So the other side of how all of this is in alignment. So I'm a professor at Morris Brown College, which is an amazing HBCU here in Atlanta. And I teach a intro to team management course in esports at Morris Brown. And one of the things that I wanted my students to do is be exposed and ignite their minds to the world and the possibilities of esports. And knowing that they're like, half of them didn't even know there was a team in Atlanta.
Right.
And that they play at State Farm Arena. And how serious this is, that if they could just take it serious, how dope it could be to play for a professional team and have the opportunities like the players over at Hawks Talent GC. So I took them there. And they were I'm so appreciative of you guys for welcoming us and letting them see what you guys do and the preparation that you guys put into it, because they were so excited. It was talk the whole entire time. The following classes, oh my God, I'm gonna be a pro. I'm about to be real pro. You can't pay me. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm like, oh my God, what have I done?
That's great. That's great. So how do you prepare them to work in the esports industry? Like when you talk to your students, what are some of the things that you talk about and prepare them for the esports industry?
So basically, with my course, it was intro to team management. So one of the things that I really wanted to focus for them is putting themselves in a position to be great. Because a lot of these kids, they play video games, and I try to make them understand you can't just be the consumer. You have to be the producer. And you have to understand, if you're playing these video games and you want to be a professional, now you got to move as a professional. You have to make sure you're taking this serious. So I wanted them to see other people in that space, which is one of the reasons why we came to you guys. And then also I wanted them to, so we was using this book called This is Esports.
Okay. Just
seeing the ways of how you can change your life through sponsorships, through different revenue, through ticket sales, through brand partnerships, and how you can monetize using social media. So I would do different exercises so that they can see there is opportunity in esports. It's not just something for you guys to just look at and brush it off because you don't see more of us that are in that space. And that's one of the things that I had to continuously keep showing and telling them, because we don't see a lot of African Americans in that esports space, right? So we consume a lot of it, but you don't see a lot of us in that space of like, oh my God, I can do that too.
Right.
Like, representation matters. So the fact that they don't really see it that often, they're like, well, I can't do it. So my job, honestly, was making sure they saw representation. They can see me if they turn to an NBA 2K League, a game or whatnot. They can see other people that look like them in that space so they can know that it's possible.
That's great. That's great.
For sure. Now,
you see, that's what I'm telling you. Like, we were talking to a professor the other day. No,
a high school teacher.
It was a high school teacher. We were talking to, and he's doing amazing work with the Atlanta public school system. Like, just like introducing like esports to high school curriculum, and just talking to the kids and just kind of like introducing them to this world, and also talking to the parents, which is probably the biggest challenge. Is just letting the other generations understand like what esports is all about and how many careers can be had within the industry. Like it's just huge. So having platforms like that where you can just go to college and actually get educated in esports and the industry, like that's just huge.
For sure. Now, Miss Basketball, I must ask, like, what are your thoughts on the Atlanta esports scene?
What are my thoughts on the Atlanta esports scene? It's one of those things again. If you don't know, you don't know. such a weird space to be in because I'm gonna always tell everybody Atlanta has that sauce. I don't know what the sauce is, but if you're from Atlanta and you do business here or you have a team here, you understand that Atlanta just has that sauce. But for the most part, it's if you're not in that space, because all of us do so many amazing things. There's so much going on in Atlanta that we can kind of just bypass other things that's going on. And I feel like as far as the esports space in Atlanta, a lot of people don't know. I remember last year with HBCU Sports League and Community, we did a $200,000 prize pool for Call of Duty.
Right.
It was right here in Atlanta, and Mountain Dew was one of the title sponsors. And a lot of people did not know about it. I mean, the production was sick. Like, it was so fire. It was so dope. And so many people in this esports space in Atlanta did not know. It's almost as if we don't even talk to each other.
Yep.
It's almost as if everybody is doing their own thing and trying to create the next wave, that we don't have a group or a collective whole, like, yo, all right, you got an event going on this, or we got this such and such group, let's go support this. It's some disconnection there, and I don't know why, and I don't know how we can get it together, but we need to get it together because half of the time people don't know what's going on.
Yep. And you know, Atlanta actually was like centerpiece in one of the biggest international gaming events, which was the League of Legends semifinals last summer. It was State Farm Arena was sold out for 3 nights straight, and like that's something that like not all the artists like in the world can come and say that they sold out at State Farm Arena. You know what I'm saying? Like the Hawks do it, but it's like just to like compare esports competition to like an actual NBA event or like an NBA season. It's just crazy. Like that speaks of how much esports have like actually growth in the community and how big they can be. You know, like this is just a kind of like the tip of the iceberg, if that makes sense. And Atlanta, like Miss Basketball was saying, Atlanta is one of the places that is probably going to push that forward. For sure. Because like we've been talking about that, and I also want to get your thoughts on that, Miss Basketball. It's like how close esports are to like actual sports. My bad, and also how close they are to like entertainment and hip hop and music. And if Atlanta is like probably the hub for all of those things right now, and having esports in the city and not being recognized the way they should is kind of like criminal.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's only because we're not communicating. I mean, I think that's the biggest issue that we have because Atlanta is that sauce, right? And we have so much. We have sports, we have entertainment, we have culture, we have just arts. We have so much that there's so much going on that if you get lost in the sauce, you just get lost in the sauce. But we have to start, especially in esports, especially in the NBA 2K League, we have to push the envelope. We have to like make people want to come check us out. We have to almost, in a way, like promote ourselves. Meaning, everywhere we go, we gotta rep it. Hey, did you know there's an NBA 2K League team right here in Atlanta, and we play at State Farm Arena?
Yep. And the crazy part, like
we gotta make sure we're going to other events and letting people know. Like I always tell people, I'm a walking billboard. I have had to use a resume, and I don't know how long. But what I do, I make sure when I go everywhere that I go, somebody, I don't know who it is or who it's gonna be, but somebody is going to remember me and remember what I do or how I made them feel. So the next time they see something or they hear something about me, it will register with them. Like, oh, yeah. And the more that you do that, the more that people will want to be around it, the more people are going to try to figure out, dang, how do I get some of that? Like, I need to figure out, hey, when y'all next game?
Right.
How can I get some merch?
Yeah,
they don't know.
You're right. Like I was telling Manny in one of the past episodes that like I'm new in the city, obviously. Like I'm not from here. I'm loving the city though. But like every time I go out, people ask me, "What do you do here? Like, what's your job?" And I tell them, and everyone's just like blown away every time I explain what the NBA 2K League is, what the Hawks Talent GC are. You know, like everyone's like, "What? We have that? Like you can make money playing 2K? Like there's a whole league." the NBA actually supports the league. Like, like people actually show like they're interested in this. Like they're like blown away. Like, what is this? Like, how can I get involved? Like, where do I see? Where do I watch the games? Like, how do I get drafted? Like, people are really, really interested in this, but they just don't know about it, which is sad. We gotta do better at promoting ourselves and promoting our league.
Yeah, we can't wait for, and this is no shade to nobody, but we can't wait for the league to promote what we have going on. We have to be self-starters. We have to have that igniting feeling in us to say, you know what? I can't wait on y'all. Because we in Atlanta, I want people to come and support us. I want people to pull up on us and be there and say, hey, and be a part of this league. And not only that, we also got to think about the other people that's coming behind us, right? That want to be a part of this league. And if we're not showing them how to be a part of this league, and we're telling them, oh yeah, just go to this website. No, bro, pull up on us. Come check out a game so you can see what it's about.
Yeah,
we gotta do that. We have to make sure that we're being proactive and not waiting on somebody else or another company or brand to promote us. We got to be our biggest fan. And then once we do that and we continue to do that, the people will come.
Yeah.
The people will start paying attention, and then the brands will come along. And then now, guess what we do? We tax them.
Yeah. I think
we need this, and this.
Honestly, though, I think that's a great point. Everybody who's listening to us, make sure you guys ask Miss Basketball some questions as we're wrapping up this interview, Miss Basketball. Our last question for you is, what would you say to other women as aspiring and trying to be just like Miss Basketball in the esports industry?
Oh, wow. First, I would say, do not try to be like me. I'm so big on being authentic. Like, I'm really big on being truly authentically yourself. And what I've learned is that when you decide to own who you are and what it is that you really want to do, people will love you for it. The right people will make room for you and give you opportunity. That has been the story of my life. And I've learned it every single time. Even as I continue to elevate in my career, I'm learning that I don't want to be like nobody else. I just want to be the best version of myself. So I would tell any woman in this space that is trying to get in the esports world or the NBA 2K world is to be who you are. Don't compromise who you are at all, but be a sponge. Learn as much as you can. Understand that sometimes you will be stretched because it is a male-dominated industry,
right,
but you will not break. And that you will be confident, and that whatever it is that you really want to do, you can do it. You just got to remember who you are.
That's fire. Every time you talk, Miss Basketball, I just get motivated each and every day. I hope you know that.
I'm over here motivating myself. I'm like, let's go, girl.
Well, again, thank you so much.
It's crazy because it's not really that, it's not that easy being in this space, especially in a male-dominant industry, to where, like, for instance, like this year, the past 2 seasons, we haven't seen any NBA 2K League women.
Yeah, that's
playing 2K on any teams, right? Because don't get me wrong, the competition is fierce. But there are some dope and amazing women out there who play 2K who are very, very good. But we haven't had a chance to see them because we have to figure out a way to elevate them and push them as far as we can. So I'm always like trying to, as much as I can, motivate as many people to understand, like, yo, we gotta fight a little bit harder. We know the guys, y'all be doing your thing. But the women, we gotta fight twice as hard to be in that space.
Yeah. Right. And then
so I'm hoping that we continue to see more women get in this space, being a commentator, being a shopcaster, or being a 2K League pro player and dominating. Boy, I just want y'all to know, when it happens, we've already, I think that was 2018. We saw our first female get drafted. I think it was.
Yes.
Shaquita Evans was the first one to get drafted. And I'm telling y'all right now, that if next season we have a girl, they're going to be tired of me. I'm cheering for the girl every time.
As you should. And it's good that you bring that up. I feel like the NBA 2K League was actually one of the first spaces where like women actually had a real opportunity to come in and be like esports professionals, in like an even playing field. Like compared to like other esports like Call of Duty and all that, like you don't really see like women get opportunities like in the 2K League in the past at least, and that's something that I believe is also a testament of like the work that people like you and like Autumn Johnson have been doing around our community as well. So shout out for that.
Yeah, and companies like the NBA 2K League that had a whole development camp for women who were into gaming, right?
Yep.
Into 2K, like they put stuff in place so that these women could be a part of it. And I think one of the problems is sometimes they don't know. That's what I'm saying. We have to make sure we continue to push it. But if I don't even know if y'all even know some of these stats, but 40% of video gamers in the United States are what? Women.
Yeah.
Women play video games. So it's like we have to make sure that we're pushing it and that we continue to push them as far as we can. And every time we see a new woman come in, we make sure that we give her some love, and she then has to make sure she go back and do the same thing. You gotta replicate it until they start seeing it like, oh, okay, this is the norm. So I don't have to scream every time I see a woman like, yes, sis.
That's so funny. Well, Miss Basketball, again, we really appreciate you for hopping in on this conversation. We wish you the best, and then next time we see you, maybe me, you, and Maelo can get some 2K in.
Yes, because I need some practice.
Yes.
I need practice. Matter of fact, we may even need to set up like a content video, like a 2K for dummies.
Yes.
Gotta get you right for 2K24.
Yes.
I'm down. Let me know when y'all ready. I'm in there.
Will do. Thank you again for joining.
Listen, thank you guys so much for having me, and I wish you the best of the best of the best going into the playoffs. You guys are in the ticket, right?
Yeah, we're in the ticket now, yes. But we're gonna be in the playoffs though. I like the energy. Thank you for that.
Hey, you already know. You may not be able to hear me, but just know I'll be somewhere.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You guys have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Man, what did I tell you, man? Men's basketball.
Yes.
Energy.
Amazing.
Energy.
Amazing.
So much energy, man.
Amazing. Like I said, great thing about AMP is that you guys can join in on the conversation. That's how we've been able to do these amazing interviews. But Coach, we got to talk about everything that we've done throughout this season, man. Coach's Corner. Let's just talk about the progression of 2Ks, right? From,
the Sega days to now to the PS5 days
to next gen to crossplay. Like, what do you?
Man, it is crazy. Like even looking back at like the 2K12s, 2K13s. Like you look back at those games. Like you told me you just booted up the 2K13 the other day. Yeah, you look back at those games, man, and like the graphics, the gameplay, the way it feels, like the realism, like it's just so different. It's so different. Like I feel like the game every year, like even though we don't notice because we play the game so much, but like the strides are being made. Like you compare the game now to the game 5 years ago, it's a whole different experience. The things that 2K and the developing team have been able to accomplish, I feel like they're nothing short of extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? And like this is just going to help improve the esports and the industry that we're in. I feel like the people that watch 2K, they want to kind of watch a video game, but they still want to watch basketball at the same time. It's like, and I feel like the game getting more realistic in terms of like gameplay and graphics, it plays a major role for sure. But yeah, man.
Like I said, this season has been great. I've got a chance to relive some of my favorite memories with even, finding my old NBA 2K13, which was super dope. So like I said before, shout out to everyone who's commented, everybody who's followed us, everybody who's just subscribed to what we've done. Pulled up our Instagram. We had a couple of questions on our Instagram. Shout out to Scarred Jada. Says, hey Coach, how does it feel to represent your town on such a big stage?
Oh man, I feel like I always get this question. It's like, it's big. For me, it's big. I would always shout out my people in the Dominican Republic, and also like the Caribbean and the international community. I feel like I'm I'm not only representing my country, but also like the international community as a whole in this particular NBA 2K community, because there's not a lot of us. Even though a lot of us play the game, there's not a lot of us in the NBA 2K league. And I feel like people like me, like myself, and also like some of the players that are getting drafted recently, like Harry that's playing for NBL Aussie Gaming, and a lot of guys like that just like brought up a whole bunch of other people into the NBA 2K league. So that kind of makes the community a lot bigger. So for me, I feel like I have a lot of responsibility. That I'm carrying a lot of responsibility. Like I got to stay at the top of my game, because if not,
so you let a lot of people down.
A lot of people are gonna be like, man, like we can make it because he's there. But if I'm not here anymore, then it's like Miss Basketball was saying, like representation matters. And just like me being here, I know I'm representing a whole bunch of people that wish to have this opportunity.
Sure. Shout out to Obey Bro asks, what are your plans for vacation this year?
Man, I haven't really got the time to like sit around and just like think about what I'm gonna do in the off season. But I want to go back home at some point this off season. I think I'm gonna make some trips. I wanna travel a little bit. You know, like kind of like get a reset and just prepare for like the next season of the NBA 2K League. But yeah, definitely trying to travel.
That's fire. Top 3 hardest teams.
Again, I gotta say it again, man. The Pistons, number 1 for sure. The Sixers, that's another team that was really hard for us. And man, number 3, probably NBL, since we played them twice and they beat us twice.
Shout out to Argus Mandela Rosa. How important is the confidence of the players on themselves and their teammates? And like, what's your role in this?
That's a good one, actually. That's a great question. So the thing is, like, I feel like with the esports compared to like traditional sports, esports is more about the mental aspects of it. You know, like with the traditional sports, I would say it's maybe 80% skills, like physical skills, 20% mental. Esports is the other way around. It's the other way around. So the guys, how to stay locked in. They gotta trust each other. That's something that I feel like as an esports coach, that's probably your main responsibility. Is just like making sure that everyone's locked in, everyone's in good spirits, that they're taking care of their mental, that they work as a unit, that they can talk to each other the way they want to talk to each other, kind of like be honest to each other, but also understand, like kind of like bring like a family feeling to it, and for them to understand that they fighting for each other's families,
why they understand
and each other's motivation. So like that's something that we really work on every single day since day one, and I feel like that's what separates good teams from great teams. For sure.
But it always starts with great coaching. So shout out to you, Coach.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
For sure. Shout out to Melissa Ilburn. Awesome interview. Thanks for the great content. Shout out to you. Shout out to Miss Basketball again. We love hanging with you. It's been great, Coach. And this just came and gone so fast. Hopefully for season 2 we get even more great people. We're gonna say it now. We're gonna get Trae Young in on season 2.
We're gonna try to get Coach Schneider's gonna be here.
Coach Schneider, But yeah, this has been great. Another edition of Coach's Corner.
Man, it was amazing. This was a great show, man. I had a lot of fun doing this, having you on my side. Yeah. It's my partner in crime, man. For sure, I really appreciate it, and I want to thank everyone that tuned in during this journey with us and kind of like joined the conversation, was active in the chat, called in. It was a journey. It was a great journey, but I really appreciate it. And man, I want to see you all back for the season.
Yes, season 2.
Season 2 of Coach's Corner.
Yeah.